Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Associated Guess. I, as always, am your host, Alfie Animus, here at the Bear in Mind channel. Today, we're going to get into... this is a little bit of both. This is politics and entertainment, movies, whatever. But this is something that we've been seeing for a long time, but we're going to get into that in a second. Today, specifically, the Odyssey. And then give me my pronouns, or me give you death. We'll see a little snippet of a horrible story that I'll probably do a deeper dive on a bit later. Karen, what's it, Bassura? Yeah, Kevin Bassura, Karen Bass, is garbage. And we'll see a little bit more why on that. And if there's time, we'll get into some BlueSky tears and meltdowns over reimmigration, and I don't think we'll get this far. Definitely not. But if we have any time, we'll get into a little bit with Lord Nuxenor. But let's jump into it.
Here's Elliot Page. Alan. 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 Speaking of retarded, hey,
Don't clip that.
Odyssey. The Odyssey movie. You guys asked me to watch the teaser or trailer. Was it last week? I don't know.
Something like that.
It's
Yeah.
all a life-hating blur. So
And I hate it because I love Christopher Nolan, and I love the movie Troy. I love, what's it, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Was a great take on the Odyssey. I love the story of the Odyssey in general. Homer was just kind of fantastic. It was one of the few, I think it was one of the three books, more grown-up books that I read when I was in school. Yeah. And then seeing this is just like, because you can always tell anytime you hear about people's gender or how they're doing something brave and new, or for the modern audience or whatever it is, you can always tell it's gonna suck out loud, or this is for your consideration, the Oscars, or 100% of that kind of thing, and it always sucks. It's always a complete abortion, a defecation, if you will, on the lore or whatever universe that it's based on. You saw it with the Acolyte, where they were talking about, oh, we've got twin black lesbians as the lead, and we've got, the space witches and all that, but you never heard about what the show was actually about. If you hear about these things before you actually, and everyone knows what the Odyssey's about, I know, but no one's talking about the movie itself. They're talking about how brave it is to have Ellen Page in there, allegedly as the ghost of Achilles. I hear now she's basically just Kobe from One Piece. She's just I'm a little different than most folk. I'm not on the right. So if you want me to call you something, I'll call you that, unless you're a dick about it, and then I'll, and consider, well, it was always Ellen Page, and I feel bad for whatever pushed her to this end, we'll say, because this is not a happy person. You know how I know? Because this one's hard, because I had a huge crush on Ellen Page forever. This is not a happy person, and anyone who talks about how happy they are, I'm so happy, and then they do that Hassan Piker laugh, they're not happy, they're miserable.
let's go. I know, and people, especially now, they're talking about AI taking over the entertainment industry. And remember, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were on Joe Rogan's show saying, like, well, they just can't write it. They just don't have any soul. By the way, have you watched Bright on Netflix? It's like, hey, if you guys don't want to be replaced by AI, then I think most people, when you're thinking films, you want quality writing, you want compelling storylines or plots, you want some casting, especially if you're talking about a historical picture that's somewhat accurate, and mostly you want to be entertained. You want to...
Real quick, I know he's going through a thing. This shit pisses me off. Look. Yes, this right here is accurate, but that's not how that is. Population 1, population 99,999. But they're talking about this. the districts are proportional population-wise. So that means the same amount of people that live here live here. The same amount of people that live here. That's why this district is so much bigger. Yes, conservatives say too much. Well, the whole country looks red to me. I get that. But again, that's why the districting exists. That's why the Electoral College exists. So a bunch of dipshits that huddle together in coastal cities, the ones they say will flood any day now, don't get to control policy for the entire country. Because as we've seen with the last presidency, it starts to suck very quickly. And and I love how they only care about the deficit when the conservatives are in office. Because the conservatives used to talk about the deficit all the time, except for Trump. But the good news is, if Trump makes these oil deals like it seems like he did in China, which we'll probably cover tomorrow or Sunday, because I really want to talk about it. Then that could cut the debt. And I'm talking about actually cutting the debt. I'm not just talking about getting a loan from mommy governor like Zoran Mondani did. But let's continue.
Be able to escape, right? You let me know. Comment below. Is that primarily what you want out of a film, whether it's independent, big budget?
I saw a woman say
Well, hold on a
yesterday.
second.
Oh,
Because I want to hear what they want.
oh,
And then I do. Hold that thought. Let's see. Because I want to hear it's about the people. You, the people. Because you, the people, if that's what you want, you're all bigoted, idiot losers.
It seems that some of the fan base from this influential fan base
Remember this?
decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the
And again, some people are awful when they hear this, but then a lot of those people, most of those people, were not attacking Moses Ingram because she was black. They were attacking Disney because they put anyone else as pretty much the star of the Obi-Wan show. And Obi-Wan was a horrible show. The fact that they spent all that time trying to open a gate that you could see the end of was basically a good referendum on the shows in its entirety. But again, when you call something the Obi-Wan show and it turns into the whatever Moses Ingram's character's name was, I can't remember because the show was garbage. That's when fans complain. And yes, some people, mostly trolls online, trolls who in fact troll everyone. There's trolls who threaten everybody online. I get threats all the time, and I'm nothing. But that's what they were complaining about, for the fact that they rolled this tardo out there and said, hey, can you talk about this while you're in your car, I guess. just to make people think that everyone who criticized the show is indeed racist, because they don't like a black lady to be the shadow lead. I hate to say shadow in this respect, but why not? Ubisoft did it. When it's called the Obi-Wan show, and it should be about Obi-Wan. And there were some cool moments, kind of. But for the most part, the show sucked. And we could have gotten an awesome movie. Star Wars Theory, I think it was Star Wars Theory. The guy with Theory Sabers, I'm pretty sure, put out an interview with the guy who wrote the original script for what was supposed to be the Obi-Wan movie.
the most horrendous racist DMs. And I heard some of them this morning, and it just broke my heart.
And I just wanted to address a couple of things that
Block them.
sort
Oh,
of
this
keep
bitch.
coming up in the comments amongst fans. First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character.
You think she's Asian enough for Lane?
6 foot, double D
No.
size breast, 2-inch waist. You know, they looked everywhere for that woman, and they couldn't find her. It's kind of a double D
No.
size.
And look, the main reason nobody liked you was, one, they pretty much made you and your character, like the color scheme, sure, the color scheme's there. But as far as the character's dress and feel, they basically made Faye Valentine just a bitchy version of, what's it, Spike? That's pretty much it. And this is one of the cases where the race swap of, I forget Spike's right-hand man's character name, but that guy did a great job. I don't know why they added the daughter into it. It was kind of weird for Space Cowboys. But that was a race swap, just like with the ones in One Piece, where it was actually it was cool and made sense, and the guy, you could tell, really got into the character. He's about the only one. He was the only good part in this whole heaping pile of crap, made by the same people who made One Piece, who very clearly learned their lesson or is being just beat upon by Ichiro Aido. Did I say that right? It's early.
Breast, 2-inch waist.
Oda.
You know, they
Ichiro
looked
Oda.
everywhere for that woman, and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird. So
Oh, you didn't
they
try
just
it.
went
I
with
could.
my short ass.
Why do we have to, like, you know, hit it over the head? That it's like.
Okay, and I just want to say, a lot of people were a little skeptical at this point because the MCU is in full force, but a lot of people like She-Hulk, and a lot of people like Tatiana Maslany because of that show, was it Orphan Black? A lot of people liked that show. I thought it was pretty good. It had its cool moments. Very Dark Angel-esque. But a little more realized than that. At least the bits I saw. I haven't seen the whole thing. And then her shitty feminist attitude came out.
A female series or whatever.
I think that we progressed a lot.
No one cares.
Oh
yeah, let's get into STD.
And then I think we realized
Poor choice of backgrounds.
that progression.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like a
is
Jimmy
really
Kimmel
just
set.
treatment
It's like a
of
floating
symptoms.
head and
Oh, it was a
neck.
treatment of
I
symptoms.
think we see now that the problem is systemic.
The heroes of Sony Pictures.
It's not. They just made you Space Jesus. That's it. In every other Star Trek show, the crew comes together and gets their way out of messes. Not the captain, but the crew. Every now and then the captain will be to his own devices and he'll get himself or she'll get themselves through a thing. Janeway was a great captain. And Voyager was a lot of people's favorite series. Not as much as Next Generation. Voyager was the only one that I watched. Like, as often as I could. But it didn't have anything to do with you being a woman. It didn't have anything to do with you being black. It had everything to do with they were using you as a literal human shield for insults when people were really just criticizing the show for being shit and your character for being shit. Not you as a person, until interviews like that where you come out and it's very clear you've disappeared up your own asshole. That interview looked like it was filmed inside of it. But absolutely amazing. Oh, hey, Charlie's Angels.
Pictures Charlie's Angels reboot may have taken down the bad guys, but the Elizabeth Banks directed movie failed to take down the box office. As she sees it, men will naturally show up more for comic book movies starring women than they would for female-led films like the Charlie's Angels reboot.
Pause.
Which is funny because there were two movies that were very, 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 very successful that a lot of men, including myself, went to see. Even the not as good second one, just because everyone loved Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore kicked all the ass, and Cameron Diaz was Cameron Diaz.
Former are still.
Well, actually finished because the former what do they argue?
Within a male-focused genre.
Pause.
Thanks.
No, it's not because they're still in a male-focused genre. Look. Let me be clear as to why that is the case. We can suspend disbelief that a woman could beat up a bunch of guys if and only if she's superhuman. Right.
Or she's doing it stealthily. And I feel bad I haven't seen the Ballerina, the spinoff for the John Wick movies. I hear that they mostly did the fights really, really well and believable in that. But it doesn't matter. There's a suspension of disbelief if the character, if the action, if all that's good enough. People will come to see it. And I really hate that the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road didn't do better. Because it was pretty good.
That's it. Charlie's Angels? No. Atomic Bombshell? No. The Lady Born Identity, whatever. No. Do you know why?
There was a Lady Born
I'll
Identity?
explain to you why. Have you ever had a woman, it could be your daughter, it could be your significant other. Have you ever had one of them choke And have you ever had to perform Heimlich? Or like, I went through that. And I was concerned that my hand would go through said woman. It was like bird bones. It is not even close. Women, professional athletes, we could bring this up. Clarissa Shields, this was just going viral, I believe, about a month ago. Best female boxer who's ever lived. Talked about how I ain't been dropped from body shots. I only been dropped. I beat all my men in sparring. And then you see some amateur boxer just clip her and she goes down like Trudeau. It's one of those things where we can go along with superpowers or lightsaber or Jedi. It's completely unbelievable and it's silly. And so men, instead of being sexist, chauvinistic, they just go, well, I don't want to go see that movie. Why? Because it's silly. It's that simple. Let's finish this.
Dated, they'll go and see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre.
Let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. Like, this franchise is so white that it's like a black person existing in that was something. And you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando Calrissian and had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, you had two of the coolest characters in the whole fucking franchise. What are we even talking about here? In a universe full of aliens, one of the few main characters that are humans, or supporting characters that are humans, the coolest one with the grape flavored lightsaber is black. What are we talking about? Lando Calrissian was one of the. It was played by Billy fucking D. Williams, and Samuel L. Jackson, two of the coolest people on Earth, ever. And let's not forget, until John Boyega started doing bullshit interviews like this, people were on his side. People were like when the first was it Star Wars, The Force Awakens. When The Force Awakens came out, everyone was stoked. They thought he was the main character because he had the lightsaber in the preview. And then they did the fake out and they gave it to the girl and everyone was just kind of like, And then it was just like, okay, she's doing kind of good, and she's been kind of a good character. It's mostly been about her. But everyone was wanting it to be Finn. Everybody. A stormtrooper that becomes a Jedi would have been a great story. But they didn't go that way. And everyone was on Finn's side. Everyone was on Finn's side, and the reason for that was they couldn't sell the movie to China, a country that hates black people so much that they had to put a mask on Black Panther when they played Black Panther in China, that they had to move Finn, the second main character of the entire sequel trilogy franchise, they had to move him to be just a little bitty speck in the background on the poster. Hold on, let's pull that up. As a matter of fact, because this shit pisses me off. Because it's not, hey, good morning, Shapeshifter. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a rant. Force. If I could spell. Okay. So this. The main poster. She's in the front, bad guys in the corner on the red side. You got, all your supplemental cast right there. And Finn. Besides the main protagonist and the main antagonist, Finn's right there. Okay? Now let's do it. I don't know why I spelled force with two O's, but let's just go. Yeah, there we go. We got a side-by-side. So he goes from being third, arguably tied with second, most prominent character on the poster, to being just right there. Just right there. Just kind of, you can kind of see it between BB-8 and whatever the fuck this is. He's under Harrison Ford, and, I understand putting them more center, but just kind of putting him down there. And they do this all the time for China. They will change American stories. At least they did until they started laying into this woke shit. What pisses you off, Mr. It's pissy. I can't help it. But no, and then Finn, he did what he should have done. He dogged Disney. It put him out of work, and now he's kind of blacklisted, no pun intended. But then they started getting him on media tours, dogging the fans like you're supposed to, according to Disney, instead of dogging Disney for dogging him. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. And that's why he's doing this with this little Brit ass who's been in, 3 movies? He was in this, some video game movie, I think it was, with zombies in Germany, and then something that happened in Detroit. I want to say some hood movie where a British dude pretends to be a thug, like those old Sprite commercials. Anyway, let's continue.
It's like telling me how many cookie chips are on the cookie dough. I'm like, bro, they just scattered that in there.
So I know that I have a tendency to take things too seriously, or literally, but I went through that analogy and did some research. Turns out there have been lawsuits. So depending on the brand of chocolate chip cookie, you are actually looking at anywhere from 15 to 20-something% by volume of the total cookie being chocolate chips. So I will tell you, considering that they make up about 13% of the population, his analogy is actually apt, and it would be appropriate. In other words, you make up the percentage of the cookie that you make up, give or take a few percentage points, the population. It wouldn't make sense to have an American cookie or to have a British Republic cookie. I get it that it's in Star Wars, with, all double chocolate, double, triple chocolate. It wouldn't make sense. The chocolate chip cookie is a good analogy. Also, it's their favorite part. You're welcome.
Yeah, I love the chocolate chips in the cookie, dude. Yeah. I want my cookie to have all the chocolate chips. I want it to be almost all chocolate chip, barely cookie. I just maybe don't want my daughter to marry one. But.
Right. Yes, I want.
I'm kidding. Jesus
no,
Christ.
No.
That's not a real belief of mine. I don't care.
No, admonish. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want anyone. I don't want anyone to marry a cookie.
Josh, we agree.
I don't want anyone to marry any form of foodstuffs.
Yeah.
But I do want.
If she comes on with a guy named Chocolate Chunk, I'm gonna go, hey, maybe Jamal was better. Chocolate Chunk's a weird name.
And I want my second batch and third batch of chocolate chip cookies to look very close to my first batch of chocolate chip cookies.
Oops, all chunks.
Because I want to know.
Oops, all chunks sounds like a feminist rally.
That it's a chocolate chip cookie. You know what? Let's just all find common ground. Let's all find common ground and agree that the enemies in Star Wars are caricaturely, cartoonishly, racistly Japanese.
Close the blast doors. That will hold them.
One is bad enough, now there are 2 of them.
This is impossible.
To me, they sound more like Bernie Sanders, but that's just maybe.
Dude, that movie was. There were
That
so
will
many.
hold them. You better hope so, because we are physically weak and small in stature.
Jesus.
They're literally sushi. How is that not racist?
It's worse than the older ones.
It's just,
Like Jar Jar Binks and his whole Gun crew were definitely
They were
supposed to be
chocolate
like,
chips.
they were Jamaicans or
Imagine
something.
what that J.P. Morgan CEO or whatever she was would have said about them.
yeah.
Oh yeah, fish heads.
I was actually thinking about J.P.
Yeah, but-
Morgan, the guy who bailed out the Treasury.
Oh, at least the Viceroys had some.
Yeah,
real
that's what I thought he was
canon
talking about,
stuff,
too.
You know,
Who are the viceroys?
the samurai Star Wars.
Are
guys.
they?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
okay.
Oh, that's only after my transition. Choo-choo.
It's a bit much.
Rika on nipple.
Why was he Jabba the Hutt for a second?
That's non-canonical.
No, it's only these are canonical. Choo-choo-choo-choo. Can your lightsaber stop this? Oh. Sometimes I move them just for fun.
What time this is happening?
Okay, anyway,
No, it's
sorry.
fine. It's fine now. Yeah, Joe. No, it's fine now. It wasn't fine a second ago.
we
This
can
is the
hear you.
problem. Like when Joe.
Yeah, it's just too much fun. Like some accents, like me, I like hearing I like hearing old people, very young children, and anyone with a foreign accent cussing. It's the best thing in the world. Like a motherfucker. Or Hugh Grant when him and Tom Arnold were getting beat up by Barney in that movie 9 Months. Right, you bastard.
Hey, we had this problem. He's like, I don't see it. It was there.
Yeah,
It's
if
like,
I had
there
a-
was a roach in the bathroom. He's like, I don't see it now. It was there, Gerald.
If I had a heart attack, I would come to him and be like, "Oh, look, you're fine."
Yeah, you'd be like,
You seem like you're breathing now.
Your heart's not under cardiac arrest now.
Yeah, take a salt tab. What were you saying, Noodles?
I was just gonna say big shout out to Dad of 6 for 50 gifted subs.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Thank you, Dad of 6. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Oh, Dad of 6? Maybe we should get him in Japan. What is he, a Mormon?
They don't allow them there.
I do love that sound, though.
Okay, sorry. So the point here is to get to the Odyssey. Now, Variety writer Marlo Stern is using that same playbook, right? You're a bigoted loser if you want films to be good and if you want it to have some kind of representation that's just not representation of your race, but representation of the historically moderately accurate race. He's using the same playbook right now to run D for Nolan's The Odyssey. So his article is titled The Odyssey: Why Elon Musk and his troll army's attacks aren't just silly, but wildly inaccurate. Also, Cleopatra was black.
This guy's very used to running D.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Oh, I hope I've been good this year for Butt Santa.
Why am I butt Santa?
Because you climb up that butt.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He does.
See how many kids I have?
Up through the butt with chit.
Look, the point is you're marrying gay. Let's move on.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, please, move on.
Now bring me some figgy pudding. So,
Okay, that made fun
it's a
again.
very demanding song. So follow up. You put this follow up post on X again. I believe this is from Variety. Do you guys have it? Yeah. Or Variety. Do we know if he posted this on Variety? He wrote the article. I assume it's him, so I'll do the same voice. From the team that brought you Why
There
is
we go.
Snow
Hey, the
White
point.
Latina?
There we are.
First off, my grievance there. I don't think that anyone had a problem with Snow White being like Latina. I will tell you that's
No,
not
they didn't.
really the issue. The issue
It kind of is. Just a little bit. I'll let him finish in a second, but it kind of is because the character's literally made Snow White. Her skin's as white as snow. It's the whole namesake. No one who was actually going to watch this movie really cared, but I'll let him finish before I finish my point.
issue was the entitlement and the lady saying there are no people and beautiful women in Hollywood who look like me. Like, it's just not true.
Yeah.
The idea that Latino women have been oppressed.
Selma
as, like,
Hayek.
ugly. Get the hell out of here. It's the opposite.
Selma Hayek has literally been one of the most beautiful women in America, if not the most beautiful woman in America, ever since From Dusk Till Dawn and Desperado. And she still looks amazing. And she's, what, like 60? Oh, my God.
of reality across all races. Even the most
Sofia Vergara is so beautiful, people look past that god-awful voice.
racist people on earth. The Asians would be like,
I like a big booty Latina.
They make exceptions.
We will pull the blockade if you have a Latina Jedi. If your Jedi go to Carnival. Open the blockade. There is Argentinian. Oh no, it's a trap. Your governor, I hear that the attackers are from Brazil. What are we waiting for? Open now!
So the problem is not that she was Latina. But I'll continue with the quote. Why is Snow White Latina? Why are there black people in the Rings of Power? And Star Wars has gone woke.
And on the Rings of Power, it was never that there were black people in the Lord of the Rings, even though, I mean, you wouldn't expect to see white people in a movie like about Africa, like The Woman King, even though it was written by two white lesbians. Just like you wouldn't expect to see something that was European mythology to have anyone who's not of European descent. But yes, this is America, and it's an American-made movie. You can have them in there, but it has to make sense. There was a Hobbit village at one point in the show. I can't remember. I burned through that first season and then never spoke of it again, except when I did. But there was literally a town of, like, I think it was hobbits. There was like 18 hobbits and 6 different races. And it wasn't a refugee village. It was just a village. It wasn't a village of people who come from all over the place to live freely or anything like that. Nothing explained. Just a village that was very diverse and only had like 18 people in it. What are we doing? Like, look, when you have things like Game of Thrones, everyone is from a community where it makes sense, which is one of the reasons why no one complained when they changed the people from when they changed Vivi in One Piece to black, because she's from a desert. It makes sense for someone who's of a certain climate to look a certain way. It's why people from this section of the world look like this. It's why people from this section of the world look like that. That's just how it works. But for you to put a bunch of people of different descents, of different races, into a very small village and try to just be like, boom, diversity. No, you have to actually do something called writing and world building and make it make sense. You can suspend disbelief, but only to a certain point. If this is some place that a lot of people were forced, and they were forced to start a community after some kind of conqueror left, sure, make a story about it. Put it in the story. Give us a little backstory like they do in every episode of One Piece. I do not understand how a multi-billion-dollar production has... You can't see where all that money's going except for the pockets of these nepotism hires. And film executives. I do not understand it. They're getting beat out in every possible category except for maybe production quality in the earlier seasons, but they always have a backstory to where they make you care about even small characters if they move the plot forward. Anyway, this is going to be a very ranty one. This might be the only one I get to today.
The latest online onslaught against the diverse cast of the Odyssey. These culture warriors have been led to battle by their own personal Agamemnon.
No, Agamemnon.
Agamemnon. Elon Musk.
Say it right.
No, most of these people do this anyway. Elon Musk just does it too, okay? Just because a guy is rich and does the same thing as other guys doesn't mean he's their leader, for fuck's sake.
Agamemnon.
And just because you let people with money compel you and make you do their bidding doesn't mean that that's what everyone does. Some people do it because they actually believe it or feel it or whatever, or see it with their own two fucking eyes. Sorry, this one, I knew this is why I wanted to do this one first instead of last, because I knew it would take me forever.
To do it in a lisp when I'm doing the affected New York Times /Variety faggot.
I'm calling HR Sam.
Now, please do. Here's kind of a summary of the article. They're basically saying that right-wing trolls are unfairly attacking the Odyssey. And by the way, you are a right-wing troll. The ultimate right-wing troll is Elon Musk. And
he's not right-wing. He's very much still left-wing. He's just picked a side because you've gone that far off the other end. It's literally all that is. Like, he is not right-wing. He owns a fucking electric car company.
Movie Troy.
Remember those things that were awesome until
was
he came out in support of Donald
I think it
Trump?
wasn't great because Brad Pitt needed a leg double, but that's just my opinion. And they also say that minority casting is not because Nolan wants an Oscar, so the trolls are just making this.
Sorry. Love how he called himself dad of 6, like he's a real proud father of that many kids. Yeah, it is your part if you said skin is white as snow, not skin as tan as sandpaper. No, exactly. And also, like, I didn't like the last Snow White movie either, because, and even though of late I haven't really liked, what's that? What's the name of the two actresses from Snow White and the Huntsman? Charlize Theron.
The lead actresses.
Okay, so just like Kristen Stewart and Charlize Theron is clearly more appealing in every sense of the word than Kristen Stewart. in any timeline at any point in time. Okay, you could go back to when they were both 19 or at the same period of the age that they are right now. Okay, objectively more attractive. The same way that Gal Gadot is objectively more appealing in every way except her acting and singing ability. Then what's the unibrow's name? Rachel Zegler. Every way. What are we even talking about here? Like, the race aside, it's just hilarious. The fact that they had 7 magical creatures instead of 7 dwarves for the longest time because they thought having dwarves and Snow White and the 7 dwarves was problematic. And then fans revolted, and they tried to pull a Sonic the Hedgehog and fix it, but they didn't fix it. They just added the dwarves in for a couple of scenes. And then they made it more Snow Whitey while still keeping all the things that was going to make the movie suck anyways. Like, what are we talking about? She saved herself the same way that Ariel saved Eric. Like, Eric came and just distracted her long enough for Ariel to regain her bearings in The Little Mermaid. Like, why do you have to change key points of the story?
White supremacy, all that.
You're
kind
just
of
trying
stuff,
to retain
right?
the rights.
And
Just
we will
do the
get to
exact same
facts,
movie.
The references, of course. It's maybe he's not doing the casting, Nolan, for the Oscar specifically, but he can't get the Oscar unless he creates the diverse cast and makes a tranny Achilles.
They have specific requirements.
They have very specific
starting in 2016. Yeah,
requirements. So
also breaking. It looks like, again, she's not going to play Achilles, the ghost of Achilles. She's going to play basically Kobe from One Piece, just a crew hand on a boat that maybe does something fantastic by the end.
They say, Troy was historically inaccurate, whatever. These are the same people who wanted Cleopatra to be black. It's ridiculous. It's silly. I would have preferred that Genghis Khan not be Matt Damon. I would have preferred Genghis Khan look more like those bad the Empire people in Star Wars.
There you go.
You know, it would have been closer.
That would have been a fun movie too.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been better.
Oh, the Silk Road is impenetrable.
Okay. Elliot Page is playing the ghost of Achilles. Now, it's unconfirmed, but then people were saying it was confirmed. It seems like it's confirmed. Here's the thing. When we're talking about accuracy, is this just made up? Is this just made up? Are people just trolling? Is it just racist? Or do we have a reference point? Here's how Achilles is described by Homer. Achilles, dear to Zeus, roused him, and round about his mighty shoulders Athene flung her tasseled aegis, and around his head the fair goddess set thick a golden cloud, and forth from the man made flames a gleaming fire. Here's Elliot Page. Ellen.
Whoa, those are impressive abs.
Yeah. It's really impressive when you get cosmetic surgery to turn you into who you truly are.
That's cool.
And some people
nice
are
cool douche necklace too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
They always transition to a douche baggy stereotype of a man. Just like men who transition to women, it's like, hey, we hate female stereotypes. Sure, let me dress like a glorified Barbie doll.
They think I want to be a man means I want to look like a male cologne poster.
Yeah, exactly. I want to look like a Latvian nightclubber.
He maybe look like Drago Noir or whatever it's called.
Drakkar Noir?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not Middle Eastern.
I want people to smell my waft as I walk by and go, there's an asshole.
And I could smell it under all that cologne.
That's cool water.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, did you guys smell my Drakkar Noir? Later we are going to party.
Oh, the toilet.
I have an indoor-outdoor pool in my house where I have party. I will start to swim inside, and I finish my swim outside, but then come back inside and smell my Drakkar Noir. In one secure, easy-to-use place. Get started today. So, some people are defending the whole Achilles casting choice, saying that Achilles was gay, which, you know, at best, he was bisexual with Patroclus. Even if that's truly what Homer intended, Nolan could have easily just cast, let's be honest, a super or basic gay guy.
Is there no one else?
It's not the best AI job, but good
Is there
enough
no one else?
for someone who's not really famous and kind of looks a little
Depths of hell, butt Santa!
like a
Yeah, my problem.
slightly more gay Joss Whedon.
Butt Santa. My problem isn't that they went with an LGBT person. My problem is that nowhere did Homer say that Achilles had issues with testosterone.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nowhere was it that he had to take supplements and have cosmetic surgery to look like a man.
Oh, but
let alone the guy who won every battle.
That's true.
Oh, if not for Achilles' old Achilles heel, which can of course be found in his vagina.
Or a stiff breeze.
The thing about Achilles, mightiest of all, he was a bantamweight. Now, Lupita Nyong'o is playing Helen of Troy.
Right.
Here's how Helen is described by Homer. It is no wonder that Trojans and Achaeans under arms should for so long have borne the pains of war for one like this. Unearthliness. A goddess the woman is to look at. And here is the wondrous goddess,
Yeah.
Lupita. Our mid who art in heaven. Now,
Is that
Is that a
Is
shirt?
that paint?
Is that
It's paint, probably.
our
Looks like
mid who
paint.
art in heaven.
That's
7
traditional.
out of 10 be our name.
That's traditional war paint. She's a Wakandan warrior.
7 is high. That's
Oh, yes.
high.
Now, then you go to another cast, Travis Scott, who took a break from killing concert goers to play
Well.
a bard. Nolan said on the casting, I cast him because I wanted to nod towards the idea that this story has
Yeah, and that's another thing that I liked about the Troy movie. The look and aesthetic and materials used were periodically accurate. The story may not have been. It was made a bit more cinematic because that's what they do. They make things more cinematic while trying to stay as close to whatever as possible. And it usually depends on the writer, of which we are. I mean, it's never been great, but it's a lot worse these days.
been handed down as oral poetry, which is analogous to rap.
Or that
I
thing
want
the wife
somebody to
does.
rap the Odyssey.
Yeah. I don't. In fact, thank you.
It
No.
would be better if it was sold like that, though. It'd be better if it was like Luis Manuel Miranda, his Odyssey, and then that was what it was.
Yeah.
That's portrayed as what it.
Like a
Not,
Baz
don't
Luhrmann.
sell it to me as the Odyssey.
Luis,
Don't sell it to me as Homer's Odyssey, and
is
then
that the Luis? Is that the guy like the small guy with the scrunchy face?
I don't.
A little bit.
The
I
guy
don't
wasn't
exactly
waiting
remember
when he
what
was
he
in Count
looks
of
like,
Monte
but
Cristo.
No.
No, that's Luis Guzman.
No.
He's
Oh,
the.
different guy.
I am Achilles. I will go forward and kill all the
He's the guy
warriors.
who did-
Bang,
He's the
bang, bang.
Hamilton.
How is this a
Yeah.
bad plan?
Odyssey goes to the hood.
Odyssey in the hood.
So let's answer though. Is this just? Oh yeah, no. We're just pointing this out as diverse. No, actually, to qualify for an Academy Award, a film has to fulfill diversity quota.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Oh, no.
2 quarters in the, or at least 2 out of the 4 following categories. So 2 quarters overall, but there are 4 categories. And at least in 2 of the 4 categories, they have to have diversity. Standard A, on-screen representation, themes and narratives. Standard B, creative leadership and project teams. Standard C, industry access and opportunities. Or Standard D, audience development. And here's the crazy thing. Before the quotas, before the wokeness, we had every single one of these organically. That's the difference between equality and equity.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to just take this and apply it to government, oh boy, do you have a problem. And they did. And then DEI was officially, as a matter of policy, precluded from government. Thank you, President Trump. Let's go by Standard A. All right, diversity, on-screen representation, themes, and narratives, like Fresh Prince, like Family Matters, like Boys in the Hood,
Yeah.
like, what was that one? Waiting to Exhale? Standard B, creative leadership and project team, like many of those films that I just discussed, like Spike Lee films. Standard C, industry access and opportunities. This just seems redundant because see the previous category. Standard D, audience development. Do you mean like BET or Tyler fucking Perry movies? There's an audience, they're developing it. Here's some stuff for you. You didn't need the quotas. The problem is when you try and thrust them into something where it doesn't make sense. And what's crazy about this is think about it. Without the quotas, without the diversity mandates, in the 90s, let's take it late 80s through the
Oh, I was
90s,
just thinking this. He's going to talk about the 3
three
mics.
most identifiable faces on Earth. You know what they were? Mike Tyson Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
2.5 out of 3 ain't bad. And then who was
They were the most idolized people, public figures out there. 2 of them, the biggest athletes in the world, the 2 goats of their field. Fight me. And then Michael Jackson, goat in his field. And then Denzel Washington, one of the best actors in the world, was in one of his heydays, one of his primes, throughout the almost entire 90s and slightly going over into the 2000s.
the highest earner? Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was rated favorite movie star? One for quite a few years. Denzel Washington, also voted most beautiful man in America, and Morgan Freeman was most beloved.
Yep.
Think about that. This is before. Could you say that now?
This was before Barack Obama. We didn't even have a black president yet, and we still had this.
And these are all guys that were in original movies, original stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You had the big blockbuster.
Great
hits,
stories.
Independence
John
Day with
Q.
Will Smith. You had, I mean, Denzel Washington is reviewed as one of the best actors we've ever seen.
The
Morgan
Bad
Freeman
Boys
was in all-
franchise.
Shawshank Redemption is ranked by
Yes.
many people as the best film ever.
Yeah.
We did it organically.
Right.
And we didn't think about it twice.
Right.
It's not that we have a problem with the diversity. It's the problem that you're forcing it, and we can feel you forcing it. I saw some lady yesterday. She wrote that she doesn't want to be taken out of the story. She just wants to watch the story. She doesn't want to be taken out of the story because she recognizes what's being done.
Right.
In a story like the Odyssey, you inherently, without even thinking about it, you would see it and go, "Oh, Helen of Troy's black. Shit, I didn't know that."
Right. Yeah. Well, you didn't know because it's not a thing.
No, because it's not a thing. And it's not that I have a problem with a black main character. It's just like, now I'm in the middle of the movie, and now I'm thinking, oh, what else? What other crap are they trying to push down my throat right now?
Right.
And so now it's
Can
not
I just
about,
watch a film?
And now it's not about serving the audience. It's about serving the academy and the industry. And that's why they try to gatekeep and strangle new media creators, because they are no longer relevant. So we're going to set these quotas, and you guys better meet. Can any of you name the Best Picture nominees for the last 5 years? We used to do an Oscar stream. It's actually just, it's so analogous. We used to do an Oscar stream every year. I want to say 4 or 5 years running, right? We'd do a big event with it. This is before live streaming was really a thing. We were the only ones doing it. We'd dress up. We'd have themes. And then first off, we were consistently removed for streaming the Oscars. And by the way, we were streaming it in a box, but it was a watch along, because they were like, well, we don't want to lose our viewership. Now they beg people. They beg people to cover it. They send out pressers demanding to be covered. And then no one cared anymore. No one cared anymore. The crossover was, what was that Mexican movie on Netflix where the dog kept taking a shit in an alleyway? You know what I'm talking about?
Caca.
It was like Rosa? Someone help me out here.
I think it was Caca.
It won Best Picture.
Right. I know what you're talking
I
about.
watched it. I watched it. I was like, there's nothing notable about this film. Nothing. That's when I stopped. But here's the thing. It's not about serving you. It's about serving the academy, the elites in the industry, and blaming you for not going along with it, so that hopefully they guilt you into somehow giving them your money. And I'll prove it to you. Time for a Kalshi check-in. The odds now, pre-release, while we're still in the rumor phase of the Oscar getting Best Picture, The Odyssey is at 23%. Dune Part 3 is at 11%.
That's
Project Hail Mary is 9%. In other words,
Project
the
Hail
betting
Mary
odds
should be
just
higher.
go, this is diverse, it'll probably win.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Project Hail Mary, I haven't seen the other two. Obviously, Dune hasn't come out yet, and neither has the other one, Odyssey. But Project Hail Mary should win it. Hands down, one of the best films I've ever seen. Should win it, no problem. But it won't.
I don't trust
It
your
doesn't have
review.
any diversity.
Now, fine.
You do have.
It doesn't have
you do
any diversity?
a beat.
Project Hail Mary?
Not a lot. I mean, if it does have some, it's very little. There's not a ton of human characters.
Does it have a big booty, Retina?
It might.
Oh, then I will see it. Yeah. I'll get the popcorn and the milk dud ready.
No Latina. Sorry.
So here's the funny thing, though, too. You would think, let's go to the original source material. One of the most referenced piece of literature ever. Right? You're like, let's just go to that. You got it. You don't have to go like, I had difficulty in drawing inspiration. Boom. Right there. Read it and turn it into a movie. No. He drew inspiration from Emily Wilson's translation of the Odyssey, which was applauded for its, quote, feminist approach.
Why?
Here is Wilson discussing her translation. Link in the description. We always make the references available. If you want to get mad, go check this one out. 11 a.m. We always give them to you.
There you go. Take a
I
dipshit's
felt
word
that
for
many
it.
translators had indulged the impulse to simplify the ethics of this poem by presenting Odysseus as if he were not only a warrior and a protagonist, but a, quote, hero in the modern sense. Someone to admire, and reducing or removing the possibility of narrative sympathy for other characters, including the slave characters, whom most translations, again, shockingly label as if they were free maids, herders, housekeepers, etc. Meaning she wanted to change it to be more feminist because she thought that people...
They sound like jobs to me. I mean, they might not have chosen it, but how many of you, people who grew up in situations like me where you were born poor or in a bad way to where one parent couldn't work, to where you have a job for any time or an extended period of time or for your entire life, a job that you don't really want, that doesn't really speak to you, but it's a job.
People were misinterpreting the original Odyssey in, it could be seen today as chauvinistic or misogynist.
Hold on, she didn't think they were misinterpreting. She's like, nobody's doing this, so I'm going to. Yeah,
That's
nobody's doing
right.
it.
Yeah, she wasn't misinterpreting. She wanted a different story.
She deliberately misinterpreted it.
Yes.
She deliberately misinterpreted it. Let's see.
I misinterpreted the
and those
rules.
of you who just tuned in, thank you for the raid, Dan. Those of you who are tuning in now, I couldn't help myself. I obviously revealed this at the outset of the show because it's just too good. All right. So most people got it wrong, and it really should be a pro-feminist piece of literature, poem.
Because we don't have enough of that.
Do we have anything that might refute that? Well, in Odyssey Book 1, is it Telemachus? Tells his mother
Telemetry.
Penelope, "Go then within the house and busy yourself with your daily duties, your loom, your distaff, and the ordering of your servants, for speech is man's matter. And mine above all others, for it is I who am master here."
You know, because this was 4,000 years ago.
The English classicist Mary Beard
Or something.
describes
When was
this passage specifically as the first recorded instance of a man telling a woman to shut up.
What year was the Odyssey allegedly supposed to
And he was,
I
and he
knew
was,
it.
and he was quite articulate with it.
Yes.
It really was. He went the long.
Leave the manly work to a man. Go fulfill
Okay,
your
3,000 years
duties
ago.
with your breasts and your vaginas.
Well, singular.
With
You
your
worry about the
ovum.
cleaning and I'll worry about the killing. When I come home, we'll both worry about the screwing. That's pretty much it, guys.
That's teamwork.
And guess what? She was happy to do it. She didn't want to get speared on the battlefield. When he came home, you know, hey, we have a headboard.
It's a different
Now,
Speared in the bedroom.
it's actually all.
No. Come and let me spear
So
thee.
when they're running all of this,
If it's noodles, it's javelin.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, I bet that is
clip it, put it on the
Get the
board.
pen, Billy. Here
It's
you go.
okay.
When they're running defense like this, it means they know what's about to go down, right? They did it with Captain Marvel, She-Hulk. They did it with the wokeifying of Star Wars. The fact that they haven't gotten the memo, I mean, it tells you it's not even a profit motive for Hollywood. It's an ideological one. And that's why the left, why they've seized powers over institutions. And that's why I always caution you against demanding all the wins right now. For example,
Exactly.
under George W. Bush, now wherever you line up on that, they would always say, they would always do this thing, the left, the code pink. Go, I support the troops, I just am against the war, which by the way is a perfectly legitimate position to hold. But you had a rash of film like Lions for Lambs, Rendition, Redacted, where it was always American troops who were the villains, the evil ones. You saw the same thing with the Vietnam War film era, right? Where they said, we support the troops, except they're all baby killers and they're bloodthirsty monsters. It's an ideological motive because they were hoping to skew public perception. None of those films were successful. None of those films were profitable. Hollywood, these production houses, they will make some films that they know they need to get enough money out of you so that they can make another one that may fail, but it will just nudge systematically you toward their worldview. And then they'll branch out into kids' films. And then they'll branch out into actual educational content, which will then be used in schools when we were kids. I've seen it. I've seen it because the closest you will have on me to ever taking part in this, ever taking part in something that is a violation of my principles, was me at 12 years old, the brain on the show Arthur. And in the Christmas episode, I had to do, well, the album, they cut it from the episode, rightfully so, a Kwanzaa rap. It was then, only while I was rapping about Kwanzaa, that I realized I was in fact playing a black bear. And I was part of the problem. I apologize for that. And this was going out to kids, hey, educational, and it was everything. It was all the diversity. It was everything the same. To tell kids that Kwanzaa is just as legitimate as Christmas.
It's not.
To make that a part of curriculum, guess what? That's what I'm talking about. It starts with something like this, and then it gets to the point where a kid comes home from school and goes, well, yeah, Christmas is cool, but what about all the people who celebrate Kwanzaa? And you have to tell them that's like 1%, and it's basically because they want some free shit at the local, 1%. Social security office around Christmas time where they give out a few turkeys. It's not a real thing. The guy who started it, Ron Everett, beat women with fire hoses, and he was in prison. You can pull the Los Angeles County records. He was a sex cult criminal. To be clear, it's not a legitimate holiday.
That is actually
true.
That
becomes part of the cultural lexicon. They will lose money for a period of time to try and seize control over, if not your mind, eventually your children's. It takes time. It's taken decades and decades for academia. Talked about this. Anywhere from 90 to 99% left. Hollywood, anywhere from 95 to 99% left. Big tech, anywhere from 92 to 99% left. Media journalism, always above 95% left. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And you need to understand one thing. That design has built into it the investment cost of losing money on content that nobody wants, that nobody will watch, but enough of you will stumble across and be propagandized effectively by it. That is part
basically
of the
explains
model.
the last 5-10 years.
It's part of the plan in subverting everything that you want America to be. So you've got to think of the long game and pushing back. All of that isn't going to be undone in 2 years, 4 years, or 8. But it is. That thread has been tugged and it's unraveling. And there is hope because you are seeing a shift. And without the gatekeepers, that's great. We're able to, just picture this, the Odyssey, this right now. Imagine this came out in 98. None of you would be able to watch this and laugh along and read the references and know about the diversity quotas. Matter of fact, imagine if in 98, imagine if Ellen Page had not already been a public figure, transitioned to Elliot Page, and they just put in films as though it was a normal guy. How would you go, there's something off about this, and you wouldn't have been able to search it effectively. Today, the progress is we can shine a light on it, and it's laughable. The emperor has no clothes, and they're concerned about it. So now they can't win hearts and minds. Their game plan is to mandate it. Their game plan is to do it with an iron fist.
And not only that, look, and I know a lot of it they did out of love and respect, probably, possibly, or the Umbrella Academy. The first season, she was one of the 2 sisters, I believe. In the second season, that sister was a lesbian, and in the third season, that sister was a brother. They reformed the show around Ellen Page's life. And look, I'm one of those who, like, if you tell me, especially if, you know, I know you in person and I can tell. Like, every one of my gay and trans friends hate it because I'm just like, yeah, I know. Well, I didn't say anything. I mean, it's not really my place to. I mean, I figured you'd tell me eventually. Like there was like a little twinkle in their eye, like you could tell, or the fact that my buddy's 5 foot tall. But but no, I mean the fact that they bent the Umbrella Academy's storyline completely around Ellen Page's character, and yes, she was the biggest star in the show. However, You signed a contract to play a character. Regardless of what's going on in your personal life, you're here to play that character. Anyway, continuing on, speaking of pronouns, when it goes too far and people just don't agree or don't listen, is it okay to end them?
So we had this message here. So this is an individual. Let's listen to it.
Context.
Can you help me understand, so with you being your age, how is your mom in control of that? And you said you were $20,000 in debt. What does that come from?
Credit cards. It's expensive to be a single woman and trans on top of that.
So being 28 years old.
It doesn't have to be, though.
Did you know?
It isn't inherently to transition. It is expensive because it's a marketplace. They are seizing upon you and your mental illness, because a lot of this is, especially the they-thems, okay? And a lot of the regular trans folks. Do I think trans people exist? Yes. But it is, in fact, what's called gender dysphoria. And it's okay. All right? I'm not here, if anyone here is trans or gay or whatever, I don't care. Okay? You're good. Like, you can come in here, you can talk about the game stuff, you can talk about politics, and I won't judge you for the mere fact of being trans or gay or any of those things, okay? But it's when you start to push what you believe on other people, much like those Christian conservatives, especially if you're my age, those Christian conservatives who you felt put upon by in the past for trying to put their religion on you. And ever since then, over the last 20 or 30 years, these religions have been pushed, or people have grabbed and distorted said religions to suit them. No. Look, you don't have to be in those religions. I understand going in them and taking them down or whatever. Sure. But let's be honest about what's actually happening. Like, it's when, look, I'm not a religious dude, but people will ask, hey, is homosexuality a sin? I was like, well, yeah, it's a sin. Most things that are fun or that people enjoy doing are sinful. Most things that are fun are sins, according to religious text and people. Your thing that you like, your thing that you're a part of, is no different than anyone else's thing that is also a sin. So what? It doesn't mean you're less of a person. It doesn't mean that, whatever. And the fact that people would hate on me for saying an objective fact is just silly. It's the people who are getting mad that I said, which way we're going, left, right, or straight. They're like, no, left, right, or forward. You know what? You can tell me which way we're going, or you can get out and walk the rest of the way there, and you'll find it yourself. I don't care who you are or any traits about you. As long as you're fun to hang out with or cool, that's about all that matters. As long as you're not, we're not hitting on each other. As long as you know that any attraction is, not mutual. That's all that matters. And I'm not one of those who thinks that every single person is into you, but I had one friend that I found, and all stereotypes come from a place. This friend was that stereotype. It's like, oh, it won't make you gay. Bruh, we shouldn't hang out until you get yourself straightened up. Not straight, poor choice of words, I apologize. But, like I said, if this person wasn't crazy, trying to kill people for not using the right pronouns or not agreeing with them, then what are we even doing? You're allowed to disagree with people, but it's when you push your ideology to another person. I mean, how does it make you feel when people try to push religion on you? Yes, there are some people that do it because they, quote unquote, love you as they love any other human, but then there are also those Sunday morning bitches that do it as a way to look down on everyone else around them as not being as picture perfect as thou art. But Anyway, let's get into this.
When did you wanted to transition?
I mean, since I was born, but the earliest I can remember is 2.
Did your parents know prior to that?
My parents knew, my mom knew for 3 years, since 2019.
Was that a big topic of contention between you and her?
It wasn't a huge topic, but she was more like, how could I put it, not very supportive. She was in shock, just didn't say anything.
Most people's parents aren't supportive of the decisions that they're late teen, early 20s.
Mia says she was scheduled to have her long-awaited gender reassignment surgery the following month in July.
So they have a payment plan, and my dad was going to help me with a little bit of it, so.
According to Mia, her surgery was all set to go until her mother put a halt to it.
What led up to it was, I got a call from my social worker from the hospital.
So your mother contacted the hospital?
Yeah, to say I was very furious, and I asked her, I don't want to hear explain, excuses. I want to hear, an explanation, and I'm sorry, and I'll do something about it.
Okay.
Anyway, she can't say sorry to save her life, apparently.
And because you killed her. Wow, good job, idiot.
I wanted to make sure that I clarified as far, because that's what was confusing. If your dad was willing to pay for a little bit.
Yeah, and then he changed his mind on it because he didn't sell a Chevy and all that stuff. But
before she left, Mia says she realized her mother was still alive.
I do remember actually coming up just in case, because I heard her bleeding quite a bit, choking. So I went to shoot her again.
If you could go back to yesterday, would you change the outcome of your mom?
Hey, good morning, Yanuka.
I don't think there's any way of changing their minds, so no.
You couldn't change their minds, so they had to die.
If they change their mind, which I know they're not because they're so narcissistic.
They're narcissistic. They're the narcissist.
You're going around shooting people because they don't want to call you the right name. Then other people, oh my God, they're so
these
dumb.
other people with their opinions other than my own.
So their answer was on them. They had their chance. They didn't want to become the monster that they
I didn't want to become the monster that they made me.
You made yourself, okay? A lot of people's parents aren't supportive, Bucko. I don't know. My parents were never supportive of me either. But then again, one of them, I guess, chose to be crippled, and the other one chose to be a working mom. No, these aren't choices. These are just what people have to do to survive, and what they do, and what they believe. People are allowed to believe otherwise than you. I don't hate people for believing things that I don't believe in. I don't hate people for not agreeing with me on everything. If there's an objective fact, I wish they would, and I'll try to convince them, but I'm not going to shame someone into agreeing with me, and I'm certainly not going to threaten or kill someone for disagreeing. Anyone who does that, I don't care if they're conservative, I don't care if they're on the left, I don't care if they're allegedly libertarian or that weird freaking hedgehog thing. Anyone who would impart violence on someone who isn't putting violence on them, anyone who would be violent to someone who just for disagreeing with you on something so ridiculous, you're the bad guy. You're what's wrong with the political discourse. You're what's wrong with any discourse. I have a lot of strong opinions. I have a lot of strong beliefs that I've gotten through myself, a little bit of my upbringing and a little bit from just Mr. Feeney. But you are not allowed, and you should not, and you should believe in what you believe in enough to where you don't have to violently impose it on other people. Okay? Just be who you are. Your family doesn't have to be blood. I'm not saying disown your entire family, but there are people out there who you can have a happy life with. I don't spend a lot of time with my family either. It's not because I hate them or anything. We just don't agree on a lot of stuff, and we just, we're better. It's more of a vacation thing. But you just have to find your crew and find your people. Me, I'm pretty old, and I've found a few people over time. Some are still here. Some have left for one reason or another. but people leave. And it's okay. You may go your entire life without finding your crew. But your goal should be finding a few people to be solid with. Finding a place that you can go to, a bar, a club, a convention center, whatever it is. Or even just an online Discord. Find you some good folks. And stick with them. And don't let some little petty grievances break the group apart. And if anyone comes in and they try to break the group apart, cut that person out. Don't let them scrape off the entire group a little at a time. Like my COVID Discord. I miss those people. All of them. Except that one guy. The one guy who came in as a trio. There was 3 of these people. And they came in and started just spamming us. 2 of them left. And they left probably the saddest, most manipulative one in the whole group. And they split the whole group up. We were very cohesive. We all loved each other. And then he came in and cried, and people felt bad for him. So because he was so young. And split the whole group up. Sorry, I kind of went on a self-sadness tangent there. Moving on.
I really wanted to be good.
I wanted to be good, but then I
You didn't
had
want
to
to be
shoot
good.
my parents.
You were horrible.
Like I said, that was a last resort.
It wasn't though. It wasn't though.
I hate them.
Oh, what a retard. What a retard. So anyway, somebody replies and reposts
Holy
this
beast
and they
mode.
said, holy beast
That's
mode.
not beast
and I
mode.
was like, this is a great example for why trans communities are going on the FBI
As they
watch
should
list.
be.
See, do you remember how yesterday they were
And yes, there are plenty of trans people, actual trans people, none of these trans trenders or they thems who are reasonable, regular folk just trying to live a different lifestyle. I still truly believe that, and I will go on believing that. They exist. I know them. I'm not going to say their names here because I don't want them to get hit like Daphne, the Dave Chappelle transgender friend. But they exist, and they're fantastic. Some of the coolest people I know. One even admitted, yeah, I said, because they love to pull their shirt up and show what's left of their titties when they're drunk. And I was like, did you get the surgery just so you could show your titties when you're drunk, even though you don't have them anymore? And he goes, yeah, a little bit. I'm just like, that's honesty. It's beautiful honesty.
all say, it's a genocide. We're being genocided. They can't do this to us.
There is no
you
trans
can't do
genocide.
that. You can't
Except
have
the genocide
people
that they're
do
imparting
this,
on other
and
people.
then, like, this is crazy. You're nuts. Like, you're crazy. There's a lot of people that support this, and that's the problem. The killer got 50 years to life. I
Good.
mean, again, good. I mean, hopefully they should probably put him in jail longer than that. Now he can get castrated non-surgically in jail. I mean, I guess so, right?
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth.
So what is it? What do you?
I know people who are housed who are like that.
On a 401k plan? Karen Bass. Oh, okay, I'm back in the zone. The comment that she makes about dental hygiene in this clip perfectly encapsulates the different worldview of the left.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth.
Or
so
with meth.
There needs to be comprehensive health care
Yeah.
provided to people.
So, this is the difference. And it seems like a small thing. It's not. It's not. We go, all right, and Spencer Pratt campaigning, for mayor. He's like, hey, people either need to be rehabilitated, we give them help, or they have to go. They will be imprisoned. Help or prison. You can't just continue to be a drug addict on the street and affect everybody else. So conservatives go, all right, we think we see a problem. The left says, yeah, and the problem is like that they have bad teeth, as opposed to the problem being the meth.
Well, no, it's not a problem. They got to do something all day, They get bored and,
I mean,
yeah.
They have extra cash.
So-
or they have extra copper they found.
Because they can't make a moral judgment. That's why. Saying you guys shouldn't be able, when the left says, hey, don't tell me, we believe in freedom, what they really mean is degeneracy. Hey, I'm free to do meth. All right, fine, then I guess you deal with it. And you have to pay for my dental. What is it? What do you want, a 401k plan for crack? What is this?
Just give all the homeless people cocaine so they'll clean the place.
Stay out of my bedroom. All right, fine. And I want more per capita funding for entirely preventable disease like AIDS than any other. Screw kids with diabetes and women with breast cancer. What? I don't want to be in your bedroom. You want my needles? What are you talking about?
That reminds me, Gerald, I would like to request dental insurance.
Ah.
We have it. It's just not good.
No.
Now,
There's a rider for meth that we didn't buy. It doesn't cover that.
I'll do as much meth as you need me to, Gerald.
Here's the thing, right? They want to pay for this. This is actually their platform. Here's the thing. If you are young and you haven't, I still highly recommend that you get life insurance. It's better if you can do it when you're young because you can get better rates. So apply for life insurance. And when you go through the questionnaire, list down primary hobbies, meth.
No, don't.
And just tell me if you're covered.
No.
So to streamline the teeth replacements, they're issuing all addicts dentures molded from Governor Newsom's teeth. Oh, hey, no.
Hey, at least the streets will be
Those are
beautiful
the
during
worst
the day.
vampire
Yes,
teeth
that's
ever.
exactly right. Just
Maybe
which is more than I can say for Alaska.
Problem solved.
Gross. They don't even have days sometimes.
30 days of night.
Uh-oh.
30 days of meth. Could you imagine that? Hey, if the sun doesn't come up, the meth heads stay out.
Could I imagine?
For 30 days.
Can I imagine 30 days of meth? You know where I used to live in Tacoma, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get the police to evacuate a guy who was doing meth right outside my house.
That's true. I
Who's
mean,
doing
that's
a
just
meth?
Diddy freak off.
Was he doing a
Now,
meth?
Let the right one in.
Here's the crazy. Yeah. Well, the right one is meth. What's that? A multi-one?
Meth daily.
Meth daily.
Let me just play that clip again. Just play it again. It seems like a small thing. This is the difference. I want you to keep in your mind. The left saying, "Hey, hands off my whatever bedroom, my wiener. Hey, hands off my uterus.
Hands off my
Hey,
wiener.
I believe in the right to choose." They mean the right to choose degeneracy and the right to you funding the consequences of said degeneracy. It's always, okay, the choice they want. They don't want you to be able to choose to drive an SUV. They don't want you to be able to choose, for example, the neighborhood you live in or what that looks like. They don't want you to be able to choose which school your child goes to be clear. They don't want that. They want to be able to choose degeneracy for themselves, and you have to fund the consequences. Watch her make the case.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why?
Homeless.
Because meth
They're
rots your
homeless.
teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
Also, by the way, I know a very successful biochemist without teeth. Old toothless biochemist Jim, we call him.
Yeah, he's a quiet guy.
He is.
Yeah, not a lot of chatter from that guy. I hope she gets bitten by one of these tweakers.
Well, she'll get gummed.
New
No.
set of dentures.
There's only 2 mouths.
No, I'm saying I hope she provides these new dentures and then one of them just takes a chunk out of her hand, you know.
Who's advising her?
All right, real quick. Sorry, we're over on the trans thing. I'm sure some of y'all have seen this. If she is truly playing Achilles. It's not the best AI, but let's go with it. How skinny. That gets me every time, man. It gets me every time. Sorry. I know it's bad AI, but let's just continue.
Yukon
Sorry.
Cornelius?
She's a mighty humble bubble.
No, dude, she totally thinks that's gonna fly with everybody.
Teeth, that's the problem. That's what's keeping these
So
guys
let me
from
get this.
success.
Yeah, well, let me get this clear. Here's a solution. All right.
It's not that they're
Kids are
crazy or
dumb.
addicts.
Let's throw more money in schools. It doesn't work. Homeless people are here. Okay, let's pay for houses. They're doing all the drugs. Let's pay for Narcan and vending machines.
And I still stand by this. If you fully legalize medicinal to the effect of what it is in Arkansas or Oklahoma. I don't know how it is in California for medicinal, so those are the two I go off of. Or full recreational marijuana. The rest of the drugs will go down substantially. There will always be those who want a higher high or a harsher high or whatever. But for the most part, a lot of people I know who do other drugs only do it because weed stays in your system forever. And you can literally party on a Friday and be clean by a Monday, unless you're addicted, in which case life's a party. Anyway.
That are immediately rated. Their teeth are bad because they're dumb and they trashed their house and they did all the meth. Let's pay for their teeth.
Who did all my
What are you,
meth?
a fascist? Here's the recent poll.
That's a famous Nazi policy.
There
have been no teeth for the drug addicts.
Actually, he probably was. Like, by the way, I know that's the sort of the super juice that we've been giving you when we put you in the submarines to get you all hopped up. Turns out there may be some side effects. So I'm introducing the new Gestapo Dental. Unfortunately, it's with United and they have some problems. Oh. I said Aetna! So
Aetna fucking sucks, at least on the medical side. From what I've heard, their dental is pretty good, pretty damn good. And their optometry is okay. But their full medical sucks.
It's just this
How will
is the
they go
world
up,
they
Gerald?
live in.
Show us again.
I'm not going to show you again.
This is the world they live in. And by the way, she's only leading Spencer Pratt in Los Angeles by 8%. That's according to Emerson College polling. We make those. Check the link in the description. We make those references available. We always choose the ones that are as unbiased as we can find. 11 a.m. Eastern is when we stream. So he has a good chance, and I think he's going to have a better chance if she keeps campaigning like this.
If she just keeps talking, dude.
Yes.
I think during Rumble the premium segment, Mug Club segment, we should show that ad she made, or the
ad that the union made.
The ad the union made.
Well,
yeah.
the problem is he's been putting out like AI
I
spoof
know.
ads. They're not that far from the attack ads.
No, that's what's crazy about it. Is like, well, this looks like Spencer Pratt put it out, like, and it's not.
Yeah, one of them's like, Spencer Pratt doesn't want to pay for more housing for the unhoused.
Yes.
He says they need help or to be in prison. Los Angeles is on the right track. We don't need Spencer. Are you shitting me?
Wildfires are a real issue here. Concrete trees.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like someone going, hands off our Detroit.
It's fine like it is.
We've got it right. We don't need any change. All right. YouTube's is something you're not allowed to say according to the guidelines. I was quoting the guidelines.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Real quick, a little bit of this for Joey Swole, making gym life better. So this track is specifically to push this CrossFit horseshit. Does it take a lot of room? Is it fucking stupid? Do I not like most CrossFitters? Yes, this is all true. However, this is what this track is for. This is for pushing the sled or pulling the sled. This is for the sled, okay? It's the best surface that gives you resistance without tearing the shit out of the actual floor. Okay? And you're just, I like it because it makes me feel like I'm on the grass. Let's watch. And she posted this like an oak.
God told me don't stop, keep going.
So many people tried to send me this video, but I couldn't see it. Why? Because when everyone told her that she was wrong and started to tag me, she blocked me thinking I wouldn't see it. And because she likes to take videos doing handstands to catch men in the background looking at her so she can feel special or like a victim because she has main character syndrome.
Yeah.
But as far as this video,
a lot of people do
you're
these
standing on the
days.
turf blocking not one but two lanes that are meant for pushing sleds or pulling weights.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I
over
didn't know it was
an
2
hour.
lanes.
and you're upset with those men because his foot accidentally hits the handle of your handstand bar? Seriously? You're in their way, not the other way around. And when people tried to tell you this in the comments, you called them dummies, said those men invaded your...
I train there all the time, and I was using that part of the turf for an hour before they came. You have a mouth, use it, and ask me to shift for you slightly. I do agree with that, okay? One, she shouldn't be doing it on there anyway because it has a purpose. That's what it's for. But two, well, in the past, I would say that the guys should be, enough. But they see that you're recording, and they want so much not to be part of your little Yas Queen world that they don't want to go up and be like, hey, this is for sleds. Do you mind moving? Because no matter what they say, how polite they are, and how correct they are, you'll try to flip it around. And ask me to shift slightly. If not, don't insult me by hitting my equipment. You're in the middle of the space. Okay, move the equipment if you can clearly see that you're in the way. Like you go there all the time. You know what this is for. At least you should. You've been there before, right? Right? Or do you block it all the time and no one can ever use it because you're there? Space is for everyone to use however they like. Sled, turf, or otherwise. That's not true. That's not accurate. Okay. The dummies are the ones trying to encourage you to do better here, but hey, you do you. Avoid the accountability. Stop being so fragile. It's a shared space. Who are you talking to on that one? Anyway.
Personal space that they...
Wait. I guess I could just answer my own question, huh? Okay, yeah. No, he's talking to her.
Space
yeah, exactly.
That they should go somewhere else. Well, I did some digging on this gym. Turns out there's a huge community of people that do calisthenics and handstands. So much so, there's an entire area that's meant for this. But you didn't want to go there. Why? Because you like to be a problem and cause drama to get social media content so people will feel sorry for you. But it didn't work this time. And this gym, JD Gym, should kick your ass out for it. You need to do better. Mind your own business. She really blocked me thinking she wouldn't get it.
All right, hold on. There's one more. Oh, yeah, this person. She's still getting it. Charlie Kirk deserved what he got. And the hardest part of the political climate right now is realizing how many people around me are just actually evil. Not stupid, not misinformed, just blatantly enjoying and relishing in the suffering of other human beings. It only matters when it happens to you or your side, right? And then shit like this. Just stop for the cops. Just stop for the cops. It's as easy as that. And have your kid fucking buckled.
Get out of the car with your hands up. Put your hands up. Got a female coming out of the back seat on the driver's side. Hands up. Got a toddler walking out of the back. Got a baby. Come stand right here. You're okay. Come right here, baby. Come right here.
Retard.
Come right here. Sit up here, okay?
And as always,
I don't care. Get over here. Ran for me. Killed your child. Do you understand?
I don't know why he got his gun out. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in these situations, sure. But a rifle? Come on, man. But the comments is where it gets real fun. You almost killed your kid. Officer, you almost killed a kid. That's cope. That's retardation. Come on. The cops are fucking dummy. This is why you don't do shit like this, because you don't know who's in the car. Yeah, you don't know who's in the car. There could be like 4 or 5 dudes in there ready to pounce the second you get pulled over. You don't know who's in the car. But at the same time, the person driving knows exactly who's in the fucking car. All the more reason why you should pull over and get what's coming to you, which is going to be probably a ticket. If you got warrants, it's going to be an arrest, and the kid's going to be fine. Okay? Or at least as fine as it can be with a parent this stupid. That's fucked up. But anyway, that's that. There was one more I think I clipped. This shit's ridiculous. I don't care what flag they're waving. The flag makes it worse. The pretender side. But don't do this. People trying to get to work. This is a little privilegey because most of the people that do this are living off daddy's money. Come on. What are you doing? All these people, look at these cars. Not a brand new car in the lot. Okay, these people are trying to work. This dude's trying to work. Melanie Mac's awful. There was one more. TMZ's ridiculous. They're doing a smear campaign on Spencer Pratt for trying to better L.A., and he's probably just another retard who will probably not change anything. But they're trying to take the high road when this happened.
Somebody look at the Fox. Janet, go.
They're back there cheering because Kirk was killed.
Go.
Absolutely disgusting. And this is good. Breaking. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that freight brokers can be held liable if they negligently hire unsafe trucking companies, including those with illegal alien and foreign drivers who violate CDL rules and cause accidents. I don't know what a freight broker is, but I don't know if they should be charged, but the trucking companies absolutely fucking should. That's just hilarious every time. I mean, it seems silly, but every time someone even puts their arm in anything close to this position, they say Nazi if it's on a certain side. It's a book I need to read. Matt Jarbo's retarded. And this is another one. Why is everyone kissing Stephen Colbert? Why? Why? And that's just funny no matter what. I can't do it. I don't know why I can't do it. I don't know why. It's so heavy. It's so hard. Oh. Well. But anyway, that's just a little bit of Twitter trash. But I can't call it Twitter trash because it's already taken. So, extinction level tweets. And I just want to say before I sign off here, Keir Starmer's a wanker. Oh, what happened? Is one of those women trying to catch guys being imperfect? Yes, exactly. It absolutely is. And I didn't see when you posted what happened. I apologize. I was in the middle of morantiness. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I got to run. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. So I'm going to head out. Just think for yourselves. I love that y'all coming through here to see what I got to say. See what's going on. It's very much appreciated. But I'm going to be signing off now. I'll pop on here on the weekends to get a weekend show. I'll probably watch some Nux or watch the long form version of the Fuentes interview with Crowder. But until then, and I might drop in through here with there's that Mickey Mouse style game, the PI first person shooter that I've been really wanting to get into. So I could even jump in and start on that this weekend. But in the meantime, guys, I'm gonna head to work. You guys have a fantastic day, and as always, this for the Associated Guests. I've been Alfie Anime.